Well, the snow has pretty much stopped, so I'm gonna go plowing. I put a plow bracket on the Excursion with the Cummins in. I've had the plow for a while. It's a 8.2 V-plow made by Boss with wing extensions on it. It's cold out here. This being a Cummins isn't that much warmer. So the Boss remote for the V-plow, I've seen some videos online that are really inaccurate. The one guy was talking about how you had to hold these two buttons or these two buttons to make the blade go side to side like how a straight blade does. Totally incorrect. Left, right, you push it right here or right here, or if you want to V it, you push it here. If you want to scoop it, you push it there. It says what it does. It's not this or this or this like a two-handed operation. No, you hold it like this. This is up. If you want, you can double click it and it'll lift itself. Single click will drop it. Double click will put it into float. You need it in float to take the blade off with the, what is it, the Smart Hitch 3, whatever it is that I have on here. It's where it's got the switch on it to run the pump outside. So I got it up in there. Push right here. Scoop. V. One side. Push that over here. Sorry. That way. That way. It's not that difficult. It's not this and this. It's a one finger operation, one hand operation. And doing it with a manual actually isn't too bad either, because I just hold it like this. It's a little bit different getting used to, because I did it with an automatic before on that truck. So let's plow some snow. I got some nice bright LED backup lights on here, wired in with the stock lights. I have moved snow this year with my backhoe. It seems awfully light in the front. You sometimes are doing steering with the brakes, even in four-wheel drive, because the front end's just sliding around. guys have any suggestions on videos you'd like me to do, things you'd like me to work on, whatever, ideas for videos, let me know. I'm open to suggestions. If I can find the project you want to see, if I have something that you want to see me work on, stuff like that, or any suggestions, let me know. Particulars about one of my projects that I have in my possession that you want more info about, I'm glad to make a video about it. Like some of the stuff I might not have here, like my buddy's mini excavator. He lives over an hour away, so I don't have easy access to that machine. It's not somewhere I generally go very often. This Excursion has ZF 5-speed in it, and for my normal plowing it seems to work the best for me if I'm using second high range. First seems a little bit on the slow side for my likings. I've slugged it off a few times. Just gotta get used to it. I usually go that way a few times and then I go and switch it up and go this way. This is first gear. Before I get ahead of myself too much, I'm gonna back drag by the garage quick. Last summer I didn't really make any videos. I was building that deck in the rain most of the time. My wife has been asking for a deck for a few years, and we hadn't really been in the financial situation that I could just go out and build something like that, so I finally was able to build that. For her birthday. We don't have any handicapped children or anything like that, if you're wondering about the ramp, but she has a good friend that she's known since the first grade that has a handicapped child. We built the ramp on there for that purpose. And also, you know, we're not going to be young forever, so This house we have here was built, I don't remember exactly, somewhere around 85, 86 by high school students in a local town not too far from us. And then it was trucked in here. And part of their deal with this house is to entice people to buy it was efficiency of it. It's got doubled up 2x6 exterior walls, so the exterior walls are roughly 12 inches thick, and the insulation is woven through the walls because studs aren't a very good insulator. They actually conduct heat through, so they did one wall and then they did another wall, and the insulation runs between them. The studs are staggered. I actually, my senior year, I built the same house, same floor plan and everything. So it's kind of weird when I looked at this house. I knew where everything was. I knew the floor plan, the floor layout already as soon as I stepped in the house. Seems to be fairly fuel efficient. I had a house in town before. This one uses less propane than that house. The patio door was already on the house, so all I had to do is put the board on the outside and build the deck on. I didn't take any video building that, but if you guys want to see it or something, let me know in the comments, and maybe come summertime I'll show you it. Over the years I've used different things to clear the yard here. I started out using a tractor that my grandpa bought new from a local dealership that they're not technically there anymore. They moved to a different town, and it's a different name now, but it still has like the original dealer decal on it from about 5 miles away where it came from. So Grandpa bought a new, and my dad got it. I ended up with it a 350 Farmel with a Schwartz loader on it. And if anybody's run one of those, you know that the hydraulics on those things aren't really the greatest. They're better than like the hydraulics on my Super M, but they're not that great. So I did have a heat houser on it, and getting a little hard to see. And it wasn't very pleasant moving snow with that. I don't like the cold at all. So that same winter I bought the snow plow and put it on my 110 pickup, and I'm seeing out the window, so I don't want to back into anything. So I put this plow on my 1-ton pickup and I plowed snow a couple years with this, and then I ended up getting a skid steer with tracks on it. I moved snow for a couple years with that. I still have the skid steer. Just I found it was I've been driving this to work every day. So why not put a plow on this? And I can make it swipe down the driveway when I'm leaving and then clean it up when I get home instead of getting the skid steer out. Boy, I was way off course there. Instead of getting the skid steer out and all that, it's been working really good. Springs are a little bit light on an Excursion for doing the snow plowing, so I'm looking at getting they're an X code front leaf spring. They're roughly 1,400 pounds more capacity for the pair. And I believe that's about what one of these snow plows is supposed to weigh. So that should work out pretty good. And people are claiming that they get fairly decent ride out of them too, without the plow on. So and then the rear springs, they run a fairly light spring on the back of the Excursions, lighter than what the 3/4 tons run, so I might end up doing rear springs also. People seem to like them, so I don't know. My regular cab F350 there rides pretty nice. My dually is a little bit rough, so I'm not too worried if I put the same springs on that the regular cab one has. It rides smooth enough. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get all the way down my driveway because it's pretty bad towards the end there. But this will save me some time in the morning. I have a fairly decent windbreak from northwest winds here. We have a fairly decent grove, and then there's a neighbor to the northwest right across the road that has a fairly decent grove. Back and forth. People say that you can't pile very high with a Boss plow because it has the hydraulic cylinder on it where the others have the chain. I can make pretty high piles with this thing, so I'm not sure what the issue is. There's enough slop in the brackets and stuff like that that everything kind of moves around a little bit. It's like this snow pile I did with the Boss. I just started the last time we had snow. Almost got her stuck. Got it stuck the other day when I was making that new snow pile. I hadn't been out there yet. Jumped over some hard stuff and didn't make it out, so I had to get the skid steer out. So this pile is higher than the vehicle. I'd say that pushes it up there pretty dang high. That's got to be almost 10 feet high there. See, when I'm running second gear, I'm only doing like 1,000 to 1,200 RPMs. Just kind of putzing around. Farmal. Didn't have any room in the shed this fall because I got hay for the animals in there. I'd like to build another shed someday for hay storage and put some of my stuff in so it stays a little nicer, but for right now it gets to sit outside. Let's see if we can make it down the driveway. Visibility looks a little better now. That was a good one. I don't push piles across the road. I hate that. Makes drifts. I push everything up into the yard. My driveway's not that long. Pretty blowy out here yet. Pretty good drift there. That's about the most snow that I've had on my driveway since I took this bunch of trees and brush out along the road ditch. Used to get real big drifts in there before I took that stuff out. Like to go a little bit wider than my driveway. Try not to get it bermed up too much, because then it just drifts. Then it's more work for next time. Just gonna go wing it. Give it a little speed, kick it out there. Belt got wet. There. All better. Maybe not. Might be fun again in the morning. bad this time. The driveway was. Oh, that made it worse. And I think that's probably good enough for tonight. Seven minutes. There's my skid steer. C-185, New Holland. There we go. Thanks for watching.